today, we dey continue to look where we don dey look inside presidentbio in speech wey e give na parliament. E go na parliament for tell the parliamentarians them the good things them wey e don do, wetin e plan also for do in the coming years. So we sef take plenty in a day. We dey take them 2 by 2. Lay on a table so that we go break them down and get a proper understanding about wetin the president say. We don't already deal with infrastructure, agriculture, increase in energy access. We then they begin to do with the light. We now the conversation being go. And waiting a plan for doing the transportation sector. Then one day, now we don't deal with already. For today, we want to deal with access to water and land reform and housing. We start with access to water. This now wetin presidentbio been tell parliament and me and you. He say in government go present legislation for better management of intervention inside water and sanitation sector. Water and waiting sanitation sector. He say additional measures them don't already develop them for dam safety. That are like the Guma Dam, you understand? But the safety of them dam then they. He say also the water use and also the catchment. Catchment and also where the water they pass outside then they catch them. We make we able do to how we want them. Turn it into good use. He say groundwater use, pollution control, water consumer service, and service provider reporting rules. This is not about the president talk about now. Okay. With support from the World Bank, in government right now they rehabilitate the water treatment plant within a Babadori Dam. Right now, the government rehabilitates them. Other support standing the World Bank. And also then they install a 4-kilometer distribution network for improved water supply na Gbangbaila, Malama, and Kanigo community. He say with funding from the Millennium Challenge Corporation and at the MCC, we don't already start universal water meter na the western area. With almost the completion where they done of the water kiosk, he say 5 then na Aberdeen and 6 then na Kintom. And the installation of 2 kilometers of distribution pipes. He say government also they install gravity-fed water supply system across several communities na Waterloo. Bam. There. I think this one, me I go follow up am. I not say for other one no. But this way the president talks so. We say in government they install gravity-fed water supply system across several communities na Waterloo, Mambo, and Hamilton. We need for suicide whose community they want in there. Because as Tripoli speaks right now, yeah, me water, it don't done. The water, na by Bowser, na Bowser they can supply. Where are they saloons so? I buy 10,000 liters. I buy 800,000. Stock. Yesterday to today, 1.5 million for the 10,000 liter water. You talk tea, 1.2 million. This is now why this alone. I just buy 800,000. Now, at the we meet up 1.1 million. The man come, he's saying for can verify for suicide for can supply the water. We come back. I don't can watch. He say for increase the money. Even with you having the money, you know they get the water. Access to water. What the president they talk. They all go they talk. They want them they don't know how the system they run. Then get them talk them for talk. This not private people them. You go through the government get yes, they do. If you go to a bank, you go pay a much more cheaper one. But trust me, then they give you 72 hours, say them go can't supply you. Me, I don't experience them. It take over 4 months. I don't return before they can supply the water. So you think I go there back? I left the one them when at the private. Even the private one them, I began for land see because of the packet water, the sachet water, we don't bokuna on a salon. Now I make the one that they sell with Bowser, it don't turn boy picking. Me, I come out gist now. It's what time now? Almost midnight. But around about 9 p.m., I go outside the Bowser, then they take the water. I don't go there, I don't make arrangement with the person. Saying go can this net. I don't wait stay in Oka. Where I call and I say, oh no, then change the mind and go can of money. But they never called me say, oh no, come or go can of money. And so things they happen in the salon. This stuff for water. Me I be there explain myself now. Not to say I not get well, but right now the well dry. But when the rain sit down the well, they come up. But I don't talk and say come next year. Any kind means possible. Me I go dig me well because now that don't end up a well water. So for what the president the talk say, then get then gravity, na watalo, me I want see usai. Because whoever writes this, say na so they don't do, then give the president. And what I love myself today. And I'm experienced at the Giso right now as we speak. Na Giso. Water. You're not supposed to be so. Imagine I have the money, but even forget the water back in trouble. A big bull. Oh, continue. And so the president says access to water. But like I said, I go follow up this one where they say na Waterloo. And say several communities in Waterloo. Sometimes they don't give us I mean, I don't know. Are they told see no more? But we'll go find out which community is the one in there. Yeah? I'll do that within the coming days. It's in Waterloo, Mambo and Hamilton. It say also additional gravity-fed water system na Kono and Koinadugu. We go serve thousands of citizens them. It say government don't buy 13. Yeah, Papa God, we have suffered. Government don't buy 13 Bowser for support community water supply effort in poorly served areas in Freetown during the dry season month. I beg anybody will get contact right now, call Salwako. Salwako go tell you, say, all the motoka then they down. Call them. What I mean, them Bowsers them for supply. You know the work, you not correct. Me, I don't see Guma. Brand new Bowsers then, like how the president talk. Call them private. Say you want me, then cancel give you. Tell them, say you want me, then cancel give you. You read the answer where they go give you. So, for you, the reality is not there by waiting, then you go tell the president for talk. You know, Didi. All this not just fine speech. All. Because as to waiting me just explain to you now. Not to the NCO. Yeah? I'm ready to pay 1.2 million. So the president say Bowser Day for me. Is it free? It's not so free. For supply for doing the dries. Which dries? Oh, Pauline, last word. I'll continue. A 6-town rural water supply project funded by my government. This present administration, they fund them. It's in a 6-town rural water supply project where this government, they fund, go benefit 1.5 million citizens. Okay. It will rehabilitate, optimize, and expand existing water facility them, such as water intake, treatment plant, transmission mains, distribution network, and metering. My government, 6 town, 1.5 million citizens. Who citizens they want in there? Which one they? When a 1.5 million. We go benefit. Take today then the cut pipe. The other day, I did in one community. Not to 1 10, not to 2 10. When it come, when you drive around, you see people and get now got a edge. Now pipe then cut, then they don't deprive that person we get in pipe, then cutter, then they get water. That's what they do. It's not correct. We Sierra Leoneans and self now, self now problem. But again, if them people and they get access to water, street pump, then they can cut all the man pipe. Because even me, water they boy not they near me, it they far away. So after cross checking, they say yes. Well, even though not all take go they open, but water they. Well, waiting and tell me say, bra, if you go connect Tianda, radio because then go the quarter. Imagine you don't spend your millions for draw water, then people them just feel say them for cut them for let them get water. Is that right? So the 1.5 million citizens where the president they talk now. Now who's one day? You know, they can talk sweet talk, go give the president say, and so we don't do, and so the government don't do. 1.5 million people then go benefit the president by go the smile. Imagine you. Himself come 1.5 million citizens, would then be say 1.5 million citizens na parliament and knock the table bele. Even though they no say no to true. It says solar-powered boreholes with stand post and distribution line. They don't get them installed at various communities them for serve thousands of people. Which community win a various community? You gotta find make them the name. Not just go give the president say, bra, we don't do, you don't work. Boku community then they. The one where they plan for do, then they write which community. The one where they say they don't do, then they write which community. We see them begin write various community. My dear, a whole word. Million tripole, a whole word where they write various community, where they not put which community down there. It's a more measures then go take them for increased access to potable water. President Sef be don't talk am. He say water na life. We all know say water na life. No wonder people them typhoid na the most common sickness alone because of unclean water. The source where people and they go get the water from not correct. Me na today I go for go we until today na me go. Waiting they ask me na house water you want on a site water. I say no to site water na house water. Even though I'm not drinking it. I need to drink more. But at least make I get the clean one. Now, so the president be talk about access to water. And me, I don't tell Luna, me own right now, as I dey talk. I say them for can supply me 7 o'clock morning. The next again at net na morning. Yesterday they say this morning, Thursday morning, they knock and tell the done. I go find another company. They ain't don't say na net, they not come, they don't say na morning. I'm hopeful. Within a quiet neighborhood, but it comes with your own challenges. Until yesterday we talk about energy, I talk about my visit to EDSA. I went there today. But Lord, wait we don't talk there. Waiting happen, una go know. But I don't go EDSA. And I talk to the person where I get appointment with. Let us left and so no more first. So now, we don't want to access to water. Let we come to land reform and housing. Land reform and housing. This now within the president tell parliament. He say in government believe for say land reform for focus on legally framing and also safeguarding the rights within context of tension between formal and informal customary rights. In that manner, they go streamline and modernize land delivery. Then they encourage the sustainable use of land and responsible investment. Sustainable use of land. How? And responsible investment. Maintaining a coherent database of all, not to some, all land, and then go provide fair mechanism for land dispute resolution. Because land now, hey, a boy picking at this country. Look like say, we all like to open per land. So the land disputes and look like they don't go under. Well, in that case, then they the lawyer the lake. If you get land case, they can count Mutuka no more. I made the last in Sierra Leone and they have the most powerful motorcade. Yeah? When I don't know you are it on, you hand over Gidila in a ingeta now. Again, change back pantap. You want land? Huh? Now, one lawyer in this country will not get land for sale. If you don't know, may they make you know now. It say in government imposition, now for all Sierra Leonean we wish for invest per land, forget land available to them without hindrance or discrimination. Here, if you na person we plan for invest per land, presidentbio in government imposition say, as long as you na Sierra Leonean, without hindrance or discrimination, you suppose forget her. The way you get her, make her know. He say in government intend for tackle the urban housing problem by using a private sector-led ecosystem. Urban housing. I make with Kube, with Mabela, with Moaf, Potiwaf, all the slum areas, waff them. We something that fish in Abo then they talk now for go Black Johnson. Now one part they waff them then I for take. They modernize them, then pay the people them. Where they na them place then they relocate them. Then they open an abo day for fish. Easy one. And then for go Black Johnson. When a residential area, now so if for left. But then say no. The big waff. Who say to allow the land? To allow the land, they get fish kids down there, if you don't know. So for transforming that, enough for BB anything self we go out again. No. And look now, say fire don't can't catch the. So the place be done left open. I must for just relocate there. Una turn the entire big wave to fishing harbor. Una left yanda full Black Johnson. They say no. They don't want yanda. A Black Johnson I didn't want. When a residential area, I didn't want to make fishing harbor. Who left Usa it go be easy access to the Makituma them. For comot Kuto Road Market, for comot Dovecot, for comot Kisi Road Market, go Black Johnson, or for comot the one and they come fisheries na Mabela, or Potiwaf, or Moaf. Which one way shorter? Let we say because they say now for we own good. Even though there's some skeptic who get for deal with that Black Johnson issue there. But what are they talk about now? Now this urban housing problem where the president they talk about, where he say na private sector led ecosystem na they want for use. Then they say the people and they go back, then they go back. They not build use it. They not create the community yet. That prototype where them be do, na carry it on. You tell me say, if you get everything, if them be build one, they then take the people and they carry and go there. Then go left and then say they go my build back. A big boo. Let's continue. It say na a private sector led ecosystem we go reform and also na innovative design and financing reform. It say na safe and affordable housing It is under human capital development priorities. And that one day they go in line with the country aspiration for meet the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal. Somebody they actually Black Johnson Day. Black Johnson Day took care end. John Obi. Sabi the area then day. If I call number 2, I'm not sure you know number 2 well. Now that area then day. Now the peninsula. Now the Black Johnson Day. If not tumbo safe, and we don't turn fish in harbor. But again, like I said, that one day, and for a different day. Safe and affordable housing. It is under me human capital development priorities. And that's what the president said. And in the alignment with the country aspiration for meet the United Nations Sustainable Development Goal. Safe and affordable housing. You don't left pen paper now. It will be good if we get them. If we get them, it will be good. Umar, they actually say, what thing be happen to the mudslide victim, the houses them? It was prototype, sir. I don't think you say them be bilamo. Let me make 2-3 no more, we then go showcase. All 3 the Sierra Leone based companies, them, I think Gento was one, I don't forget the other 2, and then come together, they make a prototype. But it not go before. Because the government of Sierra Leone, the previous administration, well, then they tackle election. So they left her. And also they left her things in a day die. A day die. But I stand to be corrected. Access to water, land reform, and housing. Now we pick today by waiting the president talk na parliament. You self get forget your opportunity. So just hold on. But for now, make a count whose friend make we hear waiting a get for we. Yes, whose friend, welcome on board, sir. You get the platform.
Yeah, thank you very much, Triple A, for giving me the platform. Thanks to all our listeners and viewers here, and thanks for the effort you do for bringing me here. Regarding this water, land reform, and the land issue, ownership in a salon, not to today business. Actually, we all know it don't take for years and years. The water supply in a salon, they don't try to obtain something where people can get limited access to safe drinking water. That limited access to safe drinking water, we don't get beaucoup, we get non-governmental organizations who don't come inside help a lot. We get like the Catholic Relief Service, CRS, we get the Rotary Club, we get beaucoup other organization, Water Aid, UK, all those things, and then don't they come up for let and go just try let water go day. But you find out say 70% of the water now unprotected water, because most of the people who they get water, we talk of Salona all now from freestanding water, or some they now from them pond there, or from now from wells themselves, not to protected wells, not to like well the way you go dig so you put pipe there for let you pump and come up, then protected wells. This is not what actually the population then they get. So they try actually in different ways. They don't bring this for and be able for reform this water system. Waiting and do UK, then try America, then try. So America, waiting them been trying to do because of this, they say, well, what you would do for now, We don't see this that a threat na something way serious, especially first na the capital. So that when I go think about the provinces, the capital then try for bring her in the form of a threshold. Who all be know? Who then they talk about that Aberdeen and that King Tom. That Aberdeen, we all know say na like what they say a taster or what they say appetizer for like go eat the actual meal. So the threshold was like an appetizer towards the MCC. So I don't know no more if they try for tell me say that the MCC money that one day or now the threshold. But I believe say it is like what they say no more actually now it belonging to them. Because you go you eat a meal really, go na the starter. You see, it depends the appetite we get. Some starter they eat and the better food they come on you go. It depends on what type of starter they eat back. So it depends the starter, but here is the starter who na the threshold what the people say for appetize una so that una go able for follow waiting and waiting expect una go behave well, una do well pandis, una do well pandis. Then later una can show me how this thing go for work. Then una go for go right plan. Now that plan they una go for go right for so that this that the needs that was waiting in there. The lady is called in there something. So this lady that in in charge of this MCC, I was sit down there as chairman, chair lady really, or you they oversee am. So if you don't tell we house plain say this na the threshold, one of the tester, where they don't give them first, where they don't spend how many millions for let them go do. But actually it starts when they might have been there, their own time. But for some reason they slow down the process, it not been done. So they say, well, we can't try done them. So them able for day when they finish this thing here. So the Aberdeen projects would then done, like the projects will be done start for a while now. When they kind of then just start speed them up. So when they speed them up, they finish them because of the availability of the last funds they wouldn't get. Then try for see well now. We don't can't do and so now. What would they do out of and then the government now we dey, then no go left and so no more. Let me try for get money out of them. So that this money we will get out of them, na King Tom and Aberdeen, that one I go replicate. That one I from there we go see if we go able for find side back. If na upline or if na any other side go inflow go put the same type of thing. Wherein the water in the pump at a high pressure, the pipes and there, then they get the storage when they go right up in Aberdeen. For how many miles they go up? So one end of the Aberdeen near the sea, what they call Kingdom Hall, all the way down, up like the other end. So, but the idea is that was a threshold, which is quite good. But the problem, the issue now, people are paying for the water, which you cannot say let it free. We don't go talk say because people can't talk back say, oh well, not a free thing. But the idea behind it was to get it like a tester, wherein from one do then go can now they say, well, if we get other projects, we are able to convince we. If we say our hospital then they need, they will get for proof say something there like the hospital will need it. They will go take that MCC money where they see they don't win so and the score, then they give them in bits because they don't will give them all at one go actually. Then give them in phases for let them go begin. So the lie, I mean, me to me, one know first, I want for lab will separate. For me, on Sabi, for saying the threshold, but then the one who then just can't give us, would then say, when I try this, and then the MCCs come money in day if we're not able to write projects. Now, water projects, we're not able to write back. We're not able to convince the Americans they will give this money, then we will go ahead for beginning giving the money in 1 or 2, 3 halves so that we will do other projects. So that is the whole thing. But the what they pay for now meter system, all right, now King Tom, then because then they try to raise fund so that they go able to get money for let them go able to replicate another time something was similar to that one would then get King Tom in Aberdeen. So that was the plan of that one day. So in let's know how they're able to write their own plan of convincing the one day where they get for can give them this, and then they look along back other things they would and therefore score alongside again. Despite when I don't score, then therefore look alongside other things and therefore they go say yes, this year it meets this year it meets this criteria, so that they go able for request the next one when the MCC score money would they say una win from the previous award una give una, but would they only give una if una keep to this, then una able for go write another project on account. But then the user now for let them go get money for the time being, which is good, una revenue for the government, but we don't know if it is good for the people in the land. Gonna over about a year now, people and they try they try for it to some friends and they, but I know they know how it's like their feelings, how they feel, how they rate them based on that what they would and they pay for now and the one after from. That one they are not going to go deep into them, but that is how it stands so far, so good for the one another side. You been get back CRS, the way we don't come on years back now, before even this, they don't plan to them one side where they will go irrigate water, whether they go another water, that one that might bridge, whether that will carry river, or they look for a nearby water catchment where they go able. They be able to identify one where they say been doing a Urugu, now the Urugu Dam, but the Urugu Dam at the Chinese back and they say, well, we want to go help today, so they will get another dam. Because they begin to complain, say, we will not get a reservoir good enough for let them go pump all side water. The Guma Valley Dam is too small for them to be able to pump all side. So they begin to give all these factors and where they are evidence somehow. So you get some side where the water they fall, when like a spring water where they drop. So what is CRS then get for go group on that side with some of the other organization there, then go put something there where the water they can they want clean water where they run like a spring water where they give people the water in that environment there. Then I like for let them go give them help with that side there. But yes, still they're still not able to reach the area where they will say, are we having clean, protected, and safe drinking water? Then are the one where the people are still ask if not protected, safe drinking water. But you come again to the other area where they plan again the other system where they see a decentralization policy where they bring from the Local Government Act of 2004, where they say they want to decentralize people and for them being organized things where the local government were able to look after water at the province system. But again, that one day is still not able to go far. They get side they were able to implement this, but most of them are boreholes. And the disadvantage about some of the boreholes, some other areas in the layer of the water, when they talk about the water table, some side and the water it look a bit, you can get hard water, you get soft water, you get water where you say when you say soft water, when water as you put soap and almost you don't put ladder, quick, you don't wash. So side they put what they put water, they put soap for let you go get flushed. These are the areas that we talk about hard waters when they try to go up a little bit higher than the hills. So those are different areas that we then get for you, different strategies how they get for do this water here so that they go able. Because when they say about water, for come back to how the water they supply them, they get different stages there. They get that while they say they put in the sedimentum. They get the one way they talk about they sediment either by then they use this alum, then they filtrate them, then they get other one where then they get the chlorination now where they kill the germs before finally it run at the top. Now rather you see when you open the pump water, they get that smell there. Not to that chlorine the way it look dangerous to you, but at a level wherein it clean for you. Unlike some of the water, you get a lot of elements that would they disturb. But all I want to say no more here, what I have for summarize say in terms of this water, government they try to look into how they were able to do this. Then I want it, but I don't know if they look into all this water for say let we try get a dam where they supply water. The dam will supply the water for cleaner in their stages there of the water. Then they supply them with good pipe borne water with good pipes then. When a big pipes then they can go, then the average size water, and also the spaghetti type, the average size water, then they able for pump them at a gravity. Now in they talk about You see, when they talk about the gravity, right, they talk about gravity, but the gravity, even in the city, you have to think about the gravity in the city. Where the gravity, they talk about water, they go up na the hill. When they go right up na Frobe, they go up na the other side them. Then they talk about the gravity for push and when they talk about say they go na Waterloo. That na the gravity part of it. Because when they pull on a Guma on the other side, the gravity, the force get for day. The size of that pipe they get for day. Go for Kerango, they distribute them back at an even place. What person not go see well, me on pump the lock now, while now the pump and they open because of the gravity. It will be equal share. Those are the areas, and I even affect that place where I go na Sobe Road na the or during hospital because of the gravity, because of the pipe system wouldn't be used. Instead of the pipe that they can directly, they go up first, they can't down, they go up again, they can't down before you can the gravity is not good too. So all those kind of things I then therefore look into say, let we try look at the pipe then. Now we look at the source of water, just like electricity. Would they get the source of electricity? Would they distribute them? These are the things and therefore say they will look at when we see them, they don't put them down. They don't see the pipe them, we don't see the dam, there. We say water go there. We don't see how they will able for clean the water. Some people then go say, oh, well, why they not go use the water like the sea? Yes, they can do it. But the problem what you always say, what they will get first, it will cost to the government money. At this stage here, where they try to get water we immediately, because by the time they don't clean that water, pull the soil panel, what they call desalination, it will cost the government a lot of money. So for that one, there will be something of a featured side. Therefore, look outside the water they come natural way, then just they clean the things that were not supposed for the inside the water, then give the supply to the people then. Then another one day, I hope God will able to make people that will get sense and go able to bring that one day. If they say and bring money, for then go able to go buy the right thing there. They can't put them down. Nobody no go begin to say, well, me na me to get force or procurement, la go procure something. I own one way. We will talk say like cosmetic. When tomorrow back again, those pipes are not pipes that will get for last long. Something not to plastic pipes there, because almost all the developing countries now, then they use a type of silicone, a plastic type. When a pipes and we see they no go broke, one like one go broke so no more easily, or we go damage so, or one go get even something, we go one layer, we go block an inside, later they can clean them. Those are all the things I hope they will get for look, because when you look recently for like Comoda side, what in Rotary just do, I think yesterday I see or sometime last week, na Moriton. Now, other than go do it, but again, not to pipe water, this that ain't well there wouldn't they go, even though the water is clean. But because of now, they're able to provide for the people there. So Rotary Club don't go provide them at the school. But I don't know if now water been they go there, now make them go put well there, or now water not been they go there. Now for that they go put well there. But I believe say there was no water pipe, but now for that they go dig well there. Only people they appreciate that one day, because they have nothing else that might be immediate for who they go get. So those are just the other areas we then go look, forget about the decentralization, so forget about the act then, just look at the substance itself. Don't go put water yonder, don't go put pipe yonder, now so and so will get for do, for long go meet waiting day. If the system will be in the old point, we don't come, when I utilize on that side day. Coming into the land tenure system now, why don't they cause a lot of problem in a salon? The land tenure system, everybody don't know, say it don't cause a lot of problem in a salon, wherein people have for own land, and the land tenure, it don't become a traditional, a customary thing. It don't become for years, especially in the western area, wherein they don't put what they call the protectorate area. From the time when the government gave independence, or we left, I mean, I was who left the witch man there, then put that protectorate. They say, well, the protectorate area, we are the free tongue, these are a protectorate area. So that we were able to protect them, for let the create them, when the one they will actually be dead, when they don't can, they wouldn't can't put the when the war be sorry, what are they talk about? When they be done during after the slavery or the son back, or people that when they can't settle back, so then we will forget waiting now then you're right. But it don't can be because of population, settlement, intermarriage, and other things. Lord, them begin to don't can change, say, they can't see, well, themselves, they don't can surpass them at their own place, where it's on land them, they don't get historic solutions, they wouldn't for look into history, for let them go solve that problem. The people then they take land, people then they grab land, either because the place nobody knows see, but so then begin they look into this law, then I would then see them go try to change them law there, wherein not to only Freetown, they go lift up this law wherein and go say the protectorate area, they go left them, they extend them for them, where they go able to look. But yes, still, now law, oh, they wait for them and go see how they go pass them for them, the way. But it all come to the act, where, act, I think, 2015, where they bring this where the Germans, they involving them, food and agricultural organization, they involving them, they try to involve the traditional leaders, them, but I don't know how they were able to include them, so they were able to put these voluntary guidelines and were responsible for the governance of this land tenure system. But this were I think in the voluntary guidelines on the responsible of governance of the tenure land system, one of VGGT and land governance. But the framework where now the one way they forgo about it, now they call the land governance assessment framework, when I LGAF. This LGAF, now in them, you don't try for put together with this VGGT, one of the kind of voluntary guidelines together with them, and then they try for see when now we look into them law there, now then go able for bring we back to the table. But the law then did it, now they try for look into so that the people then go able for go before. So all I try for say, let the land system not become a pluralistic something where the people then go become pluralistic. Let them look into what the people then demand and then they need for do. And thank you very much for giving me the platform. Let Lord and they then they put water. He occupy how many percentage of the human body? They occupy the human body. So when you see person in water, now water make up of a system. So not only one way they go by, they can struggle for water and let them get good cleaning water for let the people that will exist and live from there now, then we're able to go before. Thank you very much for giving me the platform, and I only hope to some of them that then they take them into adherence for let we be able to get a better country. Thank you very much again, and let God continue for bless we all. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, us friend.
Yeah, welcome, sir. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Well, that's now us friend in your submission as we dey talk about access to water and also the land reform and housing. Make we come with Usman Toli, make we hear waiting in get for we today. Yes, Usman Toli, welcome on board, sir. You get the platform.
Hello, Triple A. Thank you very much. And also, I would thank my co-panelist when Mr. Osfred for a detailed and comprehensive analysis. And also thank all the listeners them for putting a table within the president been say about the land reform and housing and also access to water. Triple A, make no mistake, where the former Minister of Finance been talk about bread and butter issues. Then to Saya, where you present today, then get some element of the bread and butter issues. Make no mistake, for Sierra Leoneans, them, when we talk about bread and butter issue, what thing will make tomorrow ago I able get what thing they drink, what they eat, what thing they make I feel warm, where I no will sleep angry. Make no mistake, Triple A. When the United Nations they talk about sustainable development goals, one of the things that we then put top on the agenda, they say no poverty. Secondly, zero hunger. So you see, where they come up from, when you talk about land reform and housing, yeah, we know say people in Freetown, especially Freetown, a lot of people then they suffer in terms of accommodation. We don't see recently some of the disasters them where they happen at the prone area them, simply because government after government, they're not able to put effective policy system in place for ensure say we people them they abandon those places and live a comfortable life. You see, sometimes when they ask questions and they make you analysis, triple A, I can really admire some of your question and submission. You see, sometimes and they would blame them people here. Say, why them people are not they come on at them prone here. But again, you go ask the question, what in the government don't provide for them for ensure say them people here not go back na them prone area them. That are still there on the land reform and housing where they talk about. You see, triple A, where you relocate somebody, make sure say which side you go put them a comfortable day. Ask yourself, schools and day, hospital and day, clinic day, then get recreation centers in the place then day. If you're not able to provide this sort of support in that area then day, you feel say somebody go stay there, you not go stay there. So sometimes then they, when they do their analysis, yeah, we'll get for be honest to ourselves. We not they expect the government for can provide all what you want at the same time. But what we they talk is how far the government don't go for provide the basic human needs. We now access to water, warmth, person for feel safe. Who say you there? Then make I tell you say all in here, then get some connection with the bread and butter issues. So where this man may talk about bread and butter issues, these are some of the things that we will talk about. They are either directly or indirectly related. And I remember one of your callers there, I think Umar, he make a very good submission, triple A. You see, and I think say it resonates most of the time where I can talk now, yeah, where the talk say the government, not they go according to, they're not sabi actually manage with expectation. You see some of the promises them where they make and some of the pronouncement the way they make, na policy statement. A policy statement, you they come, you na a very strong person at the government, you come, you talk something. You go say you face situation until not pay attention. But you are dealing with a nation here. So anytime when you make a pronouncement, remember say na policy statement. Another policy they now they take judge you. The problem we'll get triple A, most of Sierra Leoneans them, we're not honest. We just they dance to we political parties then chill. And this is very dishonest to ourselves. Yeah, with this government, we don't expect them to play magic. But the question again, what they ask, then speech where this government they make so, do they really reflect with the position at the ground? Do they really reflect with the position at the ground? Triple A. You there at the land, you not be a witness. You get your own media house where in a Sarah network. On a daily basis, places like them prone areas, them, when they go ask them, they go interview them, then they give their own submission, their own experience, life experience. Yeah, we know say some of them speech are, they rhyme with what they are the real ground. That is reality here. For example, I mean, let's talk about the land reform and housing. That are one of the areas them where government in, government out, they know they get them right. That I will tell you for free. Not only this government, but the previous government them. Now a sector where don't get a lot of challenges. Recently, for example, we see His Excellency the President, presidentbio sack a Minister of Lands, where I believe say, according to the President himself, anybody where you see a pool, it means they do well. They do well. By now, we expect say from their own policy statement, them, if we don't see a lot of improvement in the land sector, especially those prone areas, them, they got a lot of disaster. Recently, we see what happened in Susan Bay. That all reflect to the fact that people then they contest the planning there is poor. Listening, well, going back to what in the president talk, we see they talk about some legal framing of the law so that they go ensure say, then bring a system where you take into account both the customary law and the legal law. Yeah? That is not new. We know say when it comes to land business, both the customary law as well as the legal law, they are intertwined. They get some issues with the land system. But how will the government ensure say, then bring these things into reality? Not of just make the laws them. You go don't make law, but when you go court, sometimes what they go telling a different thing. The judiciary. Very, very, what in the happen at court when it comes to land, the poor man, they lost in land simply because he poor. Simple as that. We don't see a lot of cases being painted. Cases away for go court, so tell even the minister of land, you go interfere, go intervene. We're not to your own business self. It's all these things make the land issue reform in that country today become very difficult. I understand. They get their own plans there. Yeah? But this speech in terms of land reform and housing, land will go into detail more. It focus more on planning. We are no more interested on too much planning. What you want to see now, delivery. You see, if you listen to that in speech, it's more about planning. But what we are interested in, and I've been on telling you this before, what is important as citizens now, we are a desperate nation looking for development, looking for service delivery. We are tired with the policy statement, with plans. What we want to see is delivery. That is important. Yeah, that is important. They will probably have one or two excuses. For example, then we'll talk about COVID-19 and all the rest of it. But now when I say, as Umaru say, the same way when we put them, now when I say so, now they do this, how far when I don't go for ensure say, then things here happen. By now, for the see housing, the house sector, if you compare the speech where Tunat Senesi, when at the present Minister of Housing, he say, if you a man where they analyze, he not put them straightforward, but it's like the previous Minister of Land, he just concentrate on the issue of land for share land, make money out of land, which is not the most important aspect of that ministry today. How for build houses then, especially the low cost housing for the poor people then. But we not see that. We not see that. We expect, say, some of the at least, if you give excuse, say, because of COVID-19, now we could not do this, but now we begin see development. Let them talk, say, the government don't establish this almost acres of land. They don't begin the fence. They don't begin the development. We see the symptoms. But we know they see that at AAA. So to me, the president, in speech about land reform and housing, is all about intentions, then, about plan. We want to see action. He talk a good thing then about them plan, especially in terms of for aligning the country, the aspiration for meet the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals. Yeah? For how they will align them policies them for meet with the United Nations aspiration for that of Sustainable Development Goal. And we all know that. We all know it's more than apparent that for let people they don't live, they not want United Nations won't get rid of poverty, basically. But it's all about saying this, saying that. I'm not saying that they don't make progress, but we have to be realistic here. The Afrobarometer. Think about it, AAA. What did the Afrobarometer say about all these things? Are they saying that what in the Afrobarometer report not true or not true or not lie? So we therefore be honest to ourselves. Now I'll move you back again to another very sensitive one, with access to water. And also, very importantly, is bread and butter related. I mean bread and butter related. What we hear about the Minister of Finance, they talk about bread and butter. Those are some of the elements, important elements of bread and butter issues. Food. I for able to grab in the morning, I able to get water to eat. I able go na pump, I go get water quick, I don't need for struggle. Me picking for common school, he can't drink clean water, where I don't go worry say we can't get typhoid, they can't get sick. Will go affect you. These are the bread and butter issues. Those are the issues of importance. Those are the issues that the government, any serious government where Canada come today, indeed for address. And they highly related to our sustainable development goals. Goal 1, goal 2, goal 3, goal 4. We talk about quality education. Also, when you talk about quality education, that picking where they go school, where you go to school, you able to drink clean water. Yeah? Those are the issues where you go sick tomorrow. Those are the issues that we'll go for address. So for let the government come, they talk about planning for 3 years. 3 years in politics is a long time, brother. Make no mistake. As I said earlier on, they probably have one or two, because this are the excuse where most government they use COVID-19 as an excuse towards their development. Yeah? But let's see some reality here. I don't tell you, Tripoli, we are not here to play games. We have to be honest with ourselves. We are a desperate nation looking for what did the government they say for letting deliver. Let me give you an example of some of the things that we the government state in terms of access to water. We I feel say it's more of intentions, yeah, rather than actual delivery, yeah. Because as I said to you, AAA the other day, what would they expect the government for do, or the president, they can't talk in terms of pronouncement. Yeah? State out clearly to we the citizens, what you not don't do. Now, in service delivery, Lord, we understand what you clearly don't understand from every sector. When you talk about water, what are the development they want that don't do in terms of water? Clearly state out for we. Before they talk about intentions, although you do in terms of access to water, more than what he talk about land reform and housing. Land reform is more of intentions. Because that particular sector is quite challenging, very challenging. With we the citizens themselves contribute, with the government taking the greatest responsibility. Because the success of a nation depends on the leadership. Very, very important. Let me say, he talk about, the support when they get from World Bank. This is not to tell you. I don't hear this a long time. Where they conduct one pilot scheme in terms of then kiosks the way they say, and they create some kiosks then for make sure say then thing and they have not to the business so that thing they don't start. Some of these things them will get for the pay attention. Some of this information where the president they come so it just beating and it's been standstill. Trust me, some of these things have been standstill. But that is not to say they are not making progress. But brother, trust me, we need something to happen more. Just like how they talk. So one let the things that happen. We not say, we depends to a very large extent, as you always they say, AAA, we are a donor-driven country. Donor-driven. And let me tell you one thing. I think I've mentioned this before. The reason, clearly, why this government, which some you go argue, say, maybe, if, the government rely very much on the MCC support. Even then, some of them projects are when they talk about. Now, from the MCC threshold money where they may get, then they may invest in some of them, protect them on this water business. Now, to a very large extent, trust me, AAA, they rely on the compact. The $400 million with the reef boat, which is a good thing for people get them, for letting them invest them from water and energy. And those are the two sectors where they constantly, where the ring now is. Water, energy. If they can get that $400 million through the compact, then we're able to invest them in the energy and water sector. I think sometimes if they are very honest with us, it will help for reduce our expectation, for manage our expectations. But when you make pronouncement higher than what you actually they achieve, that's where the problem they come inside. So overall, for Crowley, we are not saying that the government is not making progress. Indeed, the government is making progress. But what we are concerned with is about the manner in which they are managing our expectations. As a government, you have to be honest with your citizens. You have to be really honest with them. You can play games, but when the games are bigger than what you do, much more bigger in terms of magnitude, I think there is a problem. And that's where we are raising our concerns. If this government we know how to manage people's expectation, I think say the criticisms where they get right now, they're not for the getter. But let's be honest to ourselves, AAA. You and I know how many times this government they can't tell we say the Lunge Bridge they can't start. How many times this government they can't tell we say this project could not launch up. How many times time without numbers. AAA. This is what we are saying here. So I think I will stop here so that I will give chance to other people because I think Osfred given a detailed, comprehensive analysis where I think he talk more on the issue of access to water. We are not going to go into detail with that. I just go on at the surface At least, Lord, we get, let's learn to be honest with yourself, irrespective of whose government we support or whose political party we support. But sometimes we have to be realistic. We have to be honest. With all them surveyor where they come, with all Sarah network, they make a lot of effort, go there, interviewing people. I don't think those media houses will go wrong just like that. Because the greatest report, they get them from very poor people, how they feel, from the very bottom, how they feel. Because for make that country better, you get for elevate the life of those citizens from the very lower end of the spectrum. That is what we are saying. So I will stop here. I'll give chance to the callers that we're desperate for tipping. Thank you very much, Tripoli, and thanks to everybody with the listening, sir.
Thank you very much, Usman Toli.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir. I want to say thanks to Usman Toli and his friend for where they don't give you their own submission for tonight. If you listen, yourself get opportunity now for make your voice be heard. Make we come with the scholar. Make we hear you waiting to get for you. Welcome on board. Your name and who the call from, please.
This is now Willow, the call from Manchester, England.
Yes, Willows. Waiting you get for you today.
Just a quick brief regarding to all what's been said. This government just raise the people in hope. I think then they use this as a stepping stone for bridge themselves to the next term, because all waiting and they talk not just say flamboyant words. It don't make no sense. They talk about sustainability where United Nations they portray. All the attempts the way they make now finite resources, then very short term. So if you understand the difference between sustainability and finite resources, you're not going to make them come in and obviously understand. Because if they talk about gravity water is a finite resources. It is done tomorrow. Though you they talk say United Nations they embark on sustainability, even they not that routine of waiting and they tell you say they want. That is another way where it fail. Longer bridge, we don't need bridge. Make the hospital there. Let it put good medicine them, good doctors there, good machines them, good beds. Those are the basics. Those are the bread and butter. We don't need luxurious. They talk about contact lens and all lenses. We don't need them. We need the basics. So if you go to the basics, I feel say them go yeah. But I can say there's three sides to a story, like they can say. Waiting the government they portray on, then get another own mind, their own agenda. The reality of the people, now other agenda. So then with reference to waiting, then they talk then they do. Now with reference to their own agenda, right? Then they use the reality for fool the people and saying that this thing they do. But they're not in that direction, they even. All these speeches now, then don't they do this for years? They write speeches, they can't tell people them things the way they want for year. But this is for bridge them to this not me repeated words for bridge them to the next time. That's what they are portraying now, and they try to do, right? By saying all these words, it don't make no sense. Contracting in Sierra Leone, when they talk about this 400 million, where can this know? Then they sheba. The thing is not Sierra Leone contracts, when they contract the kind of Sierra Leone, they know they get planning for no completion dates, how you do the project, are you competitive, are you able for manage the projects we go down. Anytime they give somebody projects, as they don't fund the project, you go begin being impediment come. Hey, this they bug me, this not the money don't. That is their problem. And like I said yesterday, the minister involved in this for the share the money of the project. Then the project not they get for done, it is stop halfway. Then the minister they over voice it out because they ended they know the voice are out. the project no go ever end. This repeatedly happen in Sierra Leone. They anticipate for let project get delivered to them. When they don't pay the money, that's it. You know go hear nothing again. Nothing you know go hear. Past you hear and say, hey, this not done it, then get for do this not all the obstacle and I go hear. Another issue before I round up. The Sierra Leone best strategies where the contractor then they use, right? Then they use people inside the government for cover them back when they destroy the country. So the like I said, the minister and the team up at the surface for cover the companies them where they do them games then they. So waiting media advice government for do whenever they put a project down. If you call 4 companies then for come bid for this project, let everybody come with in proposal. When you done them, how long you done them, when you deliver to we, waiting on your material. When you don't call all your material, call what you need because as a professional, you get for tender all your project, your material, and all the obstacle with 20% or how you get for do the project. You don't need for come back where it's after you begin to tell me say money done. They only do an asylum. That's what they do. So now me on take this, make they rectify themselves, make they not use words, brainwash people them, who will lead them to next time because the people of Sierra Leone they are not stupid anymore. Now me on take this. Tipule.
Thank you very much, Willows.
Thank you.
Phone line open. Looking at the screen, you will see the numbers, then the scroll there. We return calls then to the one that will be done call. The phone line open. If we don't call, we will return the call. So we need to just take me 5 or 6 calls then. Within a salon, they manage time. Today, we will talk about access to water and land reform and housing. With presidentbio, we go talk about the parliament. Make you call this caller. Yes, caller, you live on air. Your name and where the call from, please. You get 3 minutes, sir.
I just want to tell the caller from England. All the company they get it on, they get them, and then they all get business inside there. They all get it on the Monday, man. And then they give contract and the way when you not sabi you not to one pan. No wasting our time, man. I just want to ask Guma Valley, what you put them pipe they wouldn't even get tried, they wouldn't be showcase them pipe there. What you put there? They don't ever install them pipe there. Triple, you get any idea?
No, nothing say they don't begin install it. I think now in the president they talk say get for benefit 1.5 million people.
1.5. It's a load. And the showcase the Waku in one. Make I tell you again. People are already still worry about Lungi Bridge. They worry. They know they do nothing but Bono Bridge. They know they build bridge for now. Now they understand. They don't even get the people who they can build bridge for now inside 5 years or inside 10 years. When I get that from me. They know they build no bridge for now. When I left for talk about bridge. When I forget about this bridge here. They know they build up for now. When I forget about that day. But I want to ask the government, how come they know they build housing there for people in Africa? How come they know they help? You know what I mean? Because housing business is very expensive in a salon. How come they know they help? You know, they don't care about the people, eh? This, the reason why he always go hard on President Biona because President Bio already know the problem of salon. If you don't did it before, you don't see what these salon people and they struggle with. You don't even when they do the lockdown, you drive around the town, you see how people picking they suffer for water. You see all that day. But up till now, nothing is done. Nothing. Nothing. You see small picking they touch rubber there. President Bio, they see there and they minister and they see there one day. Then they see people and they take water inside gutter and they see that one day. Nothing is done. Nothing. Then just they not care about the people. Then I don't understand when they inside the motorcar there, they just drive go. They not care. Then people they not, I know that you see salon, at least that the educational system what we get. Now they make them people. You always see them get power. They not care again about the poor people. Now the type of education what we get, we be saying all the education I forgot sit down in our office. Either if you find out now a salon, we get more lawyer than pass engineer, or pass electrician, or pass plumber. Oma one be lawyer, Oma one fence on time for it. You know. President Bio, after 3 years you don't scrub, so people are still they suffer. We look at your manifesto. Your manifesto been give you all the goodies, everything be there. Even your speech there, everything there, but nothing is done. When they write their speech here, they go verify. You know what I mean? So, but not just they write the speech there, where you not verify. Well, where they can't talk, they talk here. They look bad. You say someone at the president, they look bad to the people in the country. I don't know if you want to let the people and give you the other time again, let them vote for you again, or you just want. I don't understand. Me don't understand. I don't get it. I don't really understand President Bio in concept now. If you come as a president, let the job, what the work we don't do, let the work we don't do speak for itself. Not to the brag and boku talk. The work we they do, let it speak for itself. But what you don't do inside 3 years? Me not go blame una for all salon problem there because salon problem in boku. But what do you say they do? Do If you say they build hospital, build If EDSA say they give light, let them give the light. They don't blame up a wire there. If you say they build bridge, build But I'm not saying not the build You put on say they do when they build, when I do when I not go do And not for the lie. People are too smart nowadays. People are not stupid. The lies. Then they irritate people, not to any other thing. If you can't, you say this, now you for do, but you start from the beginning. Like the hospital. Now the hospital for bill, say people will understand. If at the bakery bill, say people will understand. But now they go to big project them for bridge and it's a long. Triple A, the day where they cover that this $55 million with the Chinese man and give, with government for this fish harbor, please make her know, man, because the way the Chinese man they don't destroy Banjul, their own fishery. When they take fish in another day, Salon will go end up with no fish. Because
A son of the soil will not get them. I don't know if we will get them another 60 years from now. Will not get them. The past, just like the present. Because just like the note was sending today, the text was sending, waiting ever happen. Because I may remember, unless by Chroma go, we go sit down. They say they open their houses. And maybe if it's they don't build and don't go. Because they talk nasty, the only thing left now are mocks them in church and market. Beyond I just want to prototype thing and then we go put today. Look, trouble. How you go treat another human being like that? So who side them people and they now all don't go? Who side they don't go? Then people here, then they travel, then they go overseas. Some of them study overseas. Then they see housing project them. It's not difficult. Even who side Bomede, na new road. If na that place then they put, then build that culvert over there, then build 10, 15, 20 high rises then. They take all the crowd within Akanike. But I don't know, just like within the young man Michael say, they know the issue, but then guy and they do them. Then guy and they drum. Then guy they don't fend big full country. But how you go wicked your own country, your own people, and some of them people and people that we sit on a class with. You just happen now forget the upper hand for being a position where you for make decision for them. Or maybe then people are they grow up in the same area we say you grow up. And just because of greed. I mean, look, water business. California is one of the states will not get water in the whole of United States. If they come to a point now, actually, then they give you money, anybody will get loan. If you take your loan out, now you put pave, then they give money because they know they put loan so that you not go use sprinkler. If you will the was, then they teach you how for was. Open the pump small, open the shower, wash your head, where you brush your teeth, just soak the toothpaste and the brush because they know they waste water. Now desert we sit down in California, but no one they get pump lock. No one they get pump lock. Let alone salon will get river there all over the place. Salon get river there all over the place. I mean, it not take that long. We get if then guy had to go and talk about invest for bridge, which I want the bridge, but now a long shot. Go look for company them invest on light and water, then they will go come. If you know what for tell them, if you able put modalities in place, we're going to secure the investment. Electricity not a cheap thing. Water not a cheap thing. But we get river them, and Salon are only 7 million. We're not even half the population of Southern California. We're not even half the population of Southern California. Because LA alone, they swell us alone. But we will not get water, desert now, Sidompa, but we no one they get pump lock. Instead, the water will they go toilet with none in the recycle and bring come back for we. I mean, you know that difficult for electrify salon easy. But the problem here is then people are not care. Then people are not election. Now the 79 is by Kromadu. A lot of them people here convinced and so they can't transfer or they can't put under. As soon as election done, he lost election in particular in the power, boom, then people in a whole man don't turn homeless. Then why now we can sit down? Even we all may yourself, we are left to death. Instead, you don't lie for we now. Because instead, don't they tell we over and over how many times for let them move that dirty box. You don't they tell we about building them, how they can put low income houses them in the talks and let the bill go up. That means not to like that form foster low cost housing. They want up so that if we not get enough land, but when you build up, it take more people, it take more space than when you just spread them down, which it makes sense. You see that state and we then get it. The reason why we always in California small are because of we earthquakes. So even we low cost housing, we low income housing, even then in the most of them 4, 5, 6 stories, then stop, except for them corporate building at the top. But you can't able to do that. Build them up. You go spend $30,000 for build city council office, $30 million. You before take that $30 million and build some low income housing them, that they even generate income for you. Then that building the way you go put the how much money that building did they generate. I mean, the people then they do things and whether they can talk. Then they tell me anything, and the other thing we'll find out. This is a copycat government. Exactly, because from where this president in speech done, they watch 98.1, they listen to 98.1, they watch AYV. The people and where they can't talk for this government, they're Imran. The guy then they talk like say, we were so stupid that we hate it don't go off. Then they praise the guy. Then they say, we get Keke Thomas and this guy they talk like say, he get electrical engineering degree. If they tell me about light, like say no but light. The guy they go out of the way. Then they go out of the way for tell we waiting a matter being plan. For clarify the lie with the mango lie. Now the same thing back, now in Berete argue with Jalobin, they do to we. We are next by Chroma being in a power. Then guy then they go sit on AYV, then get them big English within the full pumping problem. Then you don't already tell we say the population are 70% uneducated. Then if you read big English and then now they talk to. Now United Nations they talk to or the American Embassy they talk to. Talk Creole, let the people understand. But say if you talk Creole, then go no say a lie, they lie. So you go eat big English, you confuse them, then you take 30 minutes na AYV, you go back in the State House, you go sit on there, you make $5,000 a month. But the people are still the struggle. Now the same thing with Keke Toma. Then 2 days here now, they go up and down. They try for defend what this man don't tell me. But inside within yourself, no say, then you know whole matter. What the guy tell me? Nothing not the way to go on. Nothing not the way to go on. So Lord continue the struggle. But I hope say me on small village na Mambo, they are because who get damn day, who get Guma day. So they are let them not tamper and they go yonder with the get water right now. Now they I go say that. Mambo they get water. Then they just give you all the time, but then they give you even last month we needed na Laka by St. Michael. Pump the open every other day. Good, they get good water. So let them keep it down. They go on for reading.
Okay.
Una ude na the other side. Una na watalo. Una try with my own.
Thank you very much, Umar.
All right, bro.
Okay. Before line close, the return. We get 2 callers then. Okay, 3 callers then. Where will they return to now? Will they return how the calls then come in? And so they return the calls then. Access to water and land reform. Now we talk about today. Yes, call ID live on air. Your name and the side call from, please.
Yeah, it's Omar. Call from Minneapolis.
Yes, Omar, you get 3 minutes. What's in your contribution?
Yeah, this problem here, we don't hear bottom all throughout, Our project that they start, they don't have this start. Yeah, I just doubt no more. Because until from 30 years plus, for everybody's complaining and they say project now they don't listen. Now that project with people they start and they don't sign the people that don't the contractual stuff, they even finish themselves. Now that they can do their contract then I mean don't understand it. Because every time we want government can say, oh, they don't begin this project, they're not complete. If you say when they do their contract then they give, part payment of this stuff until the project finish before they finish the payment. Not to say the contract and can they. Yeah, but without can they sign a contract and the way we just say, what can I do? They don't give the people the money already. Or give the people the money, say, hey, when I go ahead and do this stuff, then drag their foot. At the end of the day, the project not done, the money don't disappear, nobody don't know what I did. I don't know. You don't tell to do this thing. I think they'll get for they pan this thing because people will not think could don't learn anything from projects away, unfinished projects away. The individual people necessarily do better pass. The governmental official, it gets able body, they're able, resources there for do stuff. You go see me and you today now. Can't work small. You go Nasalo, you go do small thing. Not so what they do. Yeah, the government what we feel say you will get, of course, the taxes or this that will not get boku money, but for provides basic thing for your own population, able, and everybody say no challenge government, government want to do their stuff that they able to do. We your individual stuff now, okay, you don't say. 1 year, 2 year, you grab, you say, okay, let's go put 2 blocks. You put 2 blocks, you come back. The next year, you go, now planning, not to say it can be. Yeah, but what's wrong with the resources where the way to say that they just take a number, give people, shape among themselves, the work not complete. Then, able to trace that money there again. I don't understand. I don't really understand. Now the problem I know they will not able to get water today, will not able to get light in that place today. People and the suffer. I remember over there and a low cost housing in the middle. What happened with them low cost housing there now? They don't sell them. Now the problem now they. Because if now renovate that one, then say who be get the old one there, it will be better people. Now to see that they may get some then when I then get orange bricks that they make. I don't know if you remember that. Yeah, they mean they. And also I been get friends and they will be, I mean they go work at too. In fact, they will be necessary they see them say now then are first class, A class people. Although na low cost housing, but you get place for go lay in. Even if you not get money set. You know say no more way you come out, you don't go drink, or can't lay it some side. You look for tomorrow. But I all know they did. The one way they don't sell. I know they understand. So alone business, you talk some time. Okay, then I ask say if you remember say now so the place there you have to let you go do something. I will no more love will contribute so much. You know. And my own contribution that and I thank you so much, yeah.
Thank you very much, Omar.
Yeah, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
When they return the calls then, like how the calls then come in. After this, we get one more call, then the phone line close. Yes, call ID live on air. Your name and where you call from, please.
Hello?
Yes, sir, you live on air, sir. Your name and where you call from?
Yeah, I have a call from US.
Yes, sir, you get 3 minutes, sir.
Okay. First, in the interest of fairness, I give kudos to Umar from LA for his submission, for being fair and balanced. And now the question here is, how did people let it call for the ouster of Bio? How did Bio come into power? Bio was legally voted by people from Salon and for in party win. So I didn't get 2 years more. Let the people decide whether they did a good job or not. Because they themselves now contract and sign with the people for 5 years. The other one they been they sign contract with the same people of Sierra Leone. The people find out they not live up to the expectations, now make them bring BO in. If they been do their job and correctly with the contract then sign with the people, BO forever win election. It will be a continued APC government still they go. But because they not do their job, now that bring BO into power. So when the people of Salon don't give BO that contract, whether it pass or enough fellow, it's up to the people of Salon for decide after 5 years whether he do a good job or not. That's my submission.
Thank you very much, Ayo.
Thank you.
Yeah. This will be the last caller for today. Yes, caller, ID live on air. Your name and where you call from, please.
I call from Virginia, Mina Fatmata.
Yes, Fatmata. You get 3 minutes. Waiting a contribution.
So, Daddy, thank you for this program. We open. Let God bless you. Let God continue to forgive the grace, the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding.
Amen.
But really, then people there, they take we like Queen a Christmas. Then take we like Queen a Christmas. Country can they, we no get water, we no get light. We no get water, we no get light. 30 days, then just the light power, then just the light power. But one thing me they try for say, the Salon people then just set them out, they know they say anything. Not that they follow. Then just they wait, make the term reach for go na the ballot box. Now we they wait. Because then they feel say, then smart, then get sense. Now use they use with them people are they just they try for benefit themselves, then just come for kankapu and benefit themselves. But really it painful. People in the suffer. Country can the lights no dey, water no dey. Some person dey be a cold water where it dey sell. Now they it dey sustain in life or take care of it in pikin. You dey see? Now they it dey get for sustain it in pikin them. Now the lights no dey, water no dey, nothing no dey na the country. They feel say we full. Then they tinap they go and lie power. The way they lie power so. I mean, you take that one day, Papa. Much no day for say. I tell you, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Fatmata.
Yes, sir.
Fatmata, now your last caller for today. Access to water and land reform and housing. Now we learn a table. There from the callers then. You say self, I know say you don't hear or you don't think about waiting we learn a table. We just hopeful. Say we go begin see result. The plan, then fine, then beaucoup. Result. Now we want for see now. Just like as I be say earlier, presidentbio, we didn't right to give you. For the ask question, no. Or else, the one that we can write so, and they make you look bad, sir. And really, they make you look bad. All we want, not the best for Sierra Leone. Land reform and housing. Slum communities. Well, we don't do that program dinner, yeah? We'll talk about how expensive rent dinner salon. The cost of rent, then they make corruption day. And they make young people and live the life where they no one for live. Because of rent. And they make some man go tap who say no one tap. Even towards Tennessee, we come, we don't talk about low cost housing. President back don't talk. Not try. Talk. On a result we want to see. Start the project. And wait stay 4.5 years. We left 6 months to election. Okay. I will left answer no more. We'll get there back tomorrow. We don't try. I think at 6 we don't handle so now inside the president in speech. So let's see what will go out tomorrow. Till we meet again, Triple C, Tata.